The reason why a tailor with quite a good number of clients find it difficult to pay a rent when it is due or buy machines and do other necessary things that may call for expansion is because these tailors may not know, not just tailors, fashion designers, tailors may not know how to include their indirect cost into their pricing. It's very easy to go to market and get prices of items you're using to make a dress or a cloth for a client and then state your price. But to include your indirect cost of which without them it will be difficult for you to deliver, is the reason why all of this keep happening to some persons. Now, let me tell you what your indirect costs are and two ways that you can factor them in into your pricing. No, don't think that it will be difficult for the client to pay. You're not giving him or her all the prices at once. This amount is coming in fraction. Okay. So the indirect costs include your rent, could be your house rent, could be your shop rent, wherever you are. You have power supply. You pay for NEPA bills, you buy fuel. Anyhow, you're getting power supply, you're paying for it. You have government levy, it could be environmentals, it could be whatever levy they give to you. Depending on where you are, also you have security bills to pay, you have water bills, and you have your machine to maintain. All of these are indirect costs, of which without them it will be difficult for you to operate. Now, how do you factor in all of this indirect costs into your business? You could do this daily and you could also do it depending on the amount of dresses that you produce in a month. Now let's take the rent for instance. You pay your rent once in a year. So you can decide maybe your rent is 200k just for instance. If you're paying higher, you still use the formula. If you're paying lower, you still use the formula. Okay, so let's assume it is 200k. 200k divided by 365 days, it's going to give you about 550 naira on a daily basis. So whatever it is that you're doing on a daily basis, you have it at the back of your mind that you have 550 naira. You already have the cost of you staying in a place to produce or to run your business. You already have 555 naira as your rent. So you find a way to include it inside the dress that you're making. So that aside, you have your power supply. It could be no the amount you're paying. Let's just say it is 20,000 naira or 10,000 naira, depending on what how much you're consuming, right? You divide this into 30 days. So all of the indirect costs I've mentioned here, you can divide them into 30 days. Now, take for instance, you divide 10,000 naira into 30 days. How much is it going to give you? It's not even up to 500 naira. By the time you divide all of this cost into 30 days, you'll find that the amount may not even get to 5,000 naira. This depends on how you work, depends on the amount you pay for each of these bills, right? Now, if you, like I said before, if you work on a daily basis, if you produce like two dresses in a day, one dress in a day, you're going to find a way to include these prices into what you're making. Now, if you do not work on a daily basis but have an amount of dress that you can make in a month, worst come to worst, I can produce up to 10 dresses in a day according to what you do. You're going to divide this um, prices into 10 places and include them into each of the dresses that you're making. You find out that it will not be so much, it will not be difficult. Of course, you cannot be paying a high price on rent and then still be charging like someone who is paying lower. You cannot be paying 800, 1 million for your rent and then be charging like someone who is paying 200, 300 as a rent. It's not possible. You're not going to meet up. So you charge according to the expenses that you run. Okay, so by the time we include all of those prices gradually by the percentage into the prices, and of course, another thing is not just the pricing, but let's be kind enough to bring out this money and keep it aside. It's very easy to calculate now that we've known or get the money, but do you make out a plan for it ahead of time? Do you bring out this money and keep it knowing that this is my rent, this is my money for this, and all of that? You can create a separate account for it.